The practice of driving on the left side of the road in Britain can be traced back to several historical factors that influence this cultural norm. While the exact origins are somewhat unclear, there are a few key reasons that help explain how the British ended up driving on the left side. One theory suggests that in ancient times, most people were right-handed, and it made sense for them to ride or walk on the left side of the road. This positioning allowed their dominant hand to be free to defend against potential threats, such as oncoming riders or attackers. This practice was common across many societies, including ancient Rome. Another reason for driving on the left side in Britain can be attributed to medieval times. During this period, knights would ride on horseback, often carrying a sword in their right hand. By keeping to the left side of the road, they ensured their sword arm was closer to potential opponents approaching from the opposite direction. The tradition of left-hand driving gained even more significance during the era of horse-drawn carriages. Coaches had the driver's seat placed on the right rear horse, allowing their driver to easily manage the team with their right hand. Sitting on the right side meant that the driver would have a clearer view of oncoming traffic, enabling them to assess situations more effectively and avoid collisions. While these historical reasons contributed to the adoption of left-hand driving, the official shift in the UK occurred during the 18th and 19th centuries. In 1835, Britain passed the Highway Act, which made driving on the left side of the road a legal requirement. This legislation aimed to standardize traffic patterns and enhance road safety across the country. The act also introduced the concept of overtaking on the right, a practice that is still followed in many left-hand driving countries today. Interestingly, the majority of countries in the world would drive on the right side of the road, with only a few exceptions like Britain, Australia, Japan, and India. This discrepancy arises from a combination of historical influences, local customs, and legislative decisions made by each country. In conclusion, the British tradition of driving on the left side of the road can be attributed to a variety of factors. These include historical practices stemming from the ancient times and medieval customs, as well as the practical consideration of horse-drawn carriages. Over time, these customs solidified into legislation, making left-hand driving the norm in the United Kingdom. Despite being in the minority globally, this unique aspect of British culture continues to shape their roadways and traffic patterns to this day.